Hey guys, this is Reef and Widow, and I just wanted to give a quick update on what's happening with the tank. Now, this footage was shot about 3 or 4 weeks ago, before my tank had a little bit of a minor, hiccup when I was away on business and my controller crashed. So, in about a week, I'll put out a video giving you the status of how my tank is now and how it's recovering from that controller crash. But I shot this footage, so let's give them an update on how the tank is generally doing a month ago. So this is a Red Sea Reefer 350. It's about a 73, 74, 75-ish gallon display. It's a 4-foot tank. It's 47 inches long, 21 inches high, by 20 inches front to back. It's the European measurement, so it's a 350 for 350 liters, and my display is 74 gallons. Let's split the difference. 74 gallons, and my sump is about 18 gallons. This tank is being lit by the Aquatic Life T5 fixture, the 4-foot version, and 2 Radion XR15 G4 Pro. I have the fixture about 10 inches above the tank. I have 3 Blue Plus bulbs and 1 Actinic, and the XR15s are being controlled by a Reef link, and they're running the slightly modified AB Plus schedule. Now, to me, the AB Plus schedule was a little bit blue, so I just modified it a little bit to get a little bit more white into it. Now, the color you're looking at is, early in the morning when the tank is a little bit more on the blue side, but I'm 100% happy with this fixture. Now let's check out the sump. If you're here for a clean, organized sump that only has the essentials, then I think you need to check out a channel like Billy Pipes. For a little bit more organized chaos that's overdone, then I think you're in the right place. Now, the sump I'm running, it's a Synergy Reef TS26 Triton sump. Now, I swapped out the sump that came with the Red Sea Reefer 350. It was a good sump, but I didn't find that it included enough flexibility for me. But for those of you that are interested in this tank today, they've completely redone the sump. So I think the current sump, the newest sump that ship with these tanks, are definitely more useful. But I love this Triton TS26 sump. It includes a big refugium. There's no filter socks area, but I think it fits the Triton method that I'm running awesome. I think it fits it perfectly. And I've been running this sump since December, and I have to say that I have no issues with it. It's doing the job well. The return pump I'm running is the Neptune Systems Core 20, and it's behind the auto top off, the big float switch you see here. I love the Neptune Systems Core 20. I chose it over the Core 15. It's small, compact, quiet, a little bit more quiet than the Vectra M1. But I love the fact that I get information about it on my Apex dashboard. And I did the Core 20 versus the Core 15, which still gives me the flexibility of running it externally, because you never know what might happen in the future. I'm also running the Neptune Systems ATK, their auto top off kit. That's the big float switch you see here on the left. It's been working flawlessly for me. I think initially when I set it up, I did have a few issues, but those have been ironed out a long time ago. The gray thing you see in the middle is a pump by Neptune Systems called a PMUP pump, and it's basically running my carbon reactor, my bulk resupply mini carbon reactor. Now, the reason I wrap the pump in silicone is it touches the side of the sump, and that really dampens the vibration. And it's not just, this is a PMUP or pump, or it's a tongue twister, but any pump, if you're using a maxi jet and it's vibrating against something, putting it in silicone, wrapping it in silicone, can really lessen the noise and the vibration you hear. The skimmer I'm running is a Tunze 9410 DC skimmer, and it was one of the skimmers that fit this really small footprint of the Synergy Reef Sump, and I have to say I like it. It doesn't pull as much air as my old Vertex Omega 180i, but this skimmer is so easy to tune. All you have to do is control the amount of air. That's it. Just set the water level and tune the amount of air. That's it. It works. Nothing else to say. It just works. I am running a UV sterilizer. It's I think it's an 18 watt smart UV from Pentair Aquatics. I got it from bulk resupply. And the reason I'm running it is a couple months ago, I was battling dinoflagellates. And the UV sterilizer was essential in helping me beat dinoflagellates. And one of the side benefits is I don't have to clean my glass as often. So I don't run it all day, every day anymore. I run it for about 8 hours a day, especially in the summer where I'm always having heat issues. And I think it works well. And the last thing in the sump is the light. I'm running the Kessel Grow Light, the big version, the H380, and I absolutely love it. I mean, I have to empty this refugium about once a month. We're now going to talk about the whole Apex and the cord octopus and how unorganized this is. We'll leave this for another video at another day. The one thing I want to mention in this area of my sump is the GHL doser. That's the doser I'm running. I like it because it's really small, compact, and as you can see, a bit like a little bit of a falls cabinet, and it fits. It's just 2.5 inches tall, I think, and it fits right on top, hidden and out of the way. So how is the display doing? Let's talk a little bit about that. So a few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to visit Ultimate Corals, and I met a lot of other YouTubers there. And yeah, we really kind of stocked up on a lot of corals. I mean, some of the stuff I don't even know what it's called. I got a little piece of green slimer, some Pocillopora, some Montipora. I mean, all those acans are from Billy Pipes. I don't even know what they're called. I have some brain corals. To be honest, guys, I'm terrible with coral names. I know that's a Ghani in the middle there. I definitely know that's a clam. Love my clam. I have zoas. I got this clam from Manhattan Aquariums, and I have to say that it's done really well. And I'm definitely a big fan of clams, and I'm in the market for another one. So I'll be looking out for one from Reefapalooza. I have a bunch of random frags here that I traded with some other reefers that I'm just waiting for them to encrust on the frag plugs. Some of them, they all came in, when I got them, I put them in my tank, they turned brown, but over the last couple of weeks, as I guess they got acclimated to my tank, they've really started to change colors a little bit and starting to color up. And I have to say, I'm real happy about that. The power heads in this tank I'm running 2 gyres. One on the left, one on the right. They're being controlled by my Apex. So the Apex ramps them up, ramps them down. But I have to say, I'm looking to change power heads because in my mind, in my experience, the gyres just require a little bit more maintenance. And that's one of the things that really failed me when I had a tank crash. But again, we'll talk more about that in an upcoming video. Let's talk about the fish population for a minute. And these are the fish I remember. I think there's 1 or 2 there that I can't remember their names. So those are 2. I have a yellow tang. I have a hippo tang. I have a 1-spot foxface, 2 chromis, 2 leopard wrasse, 1 chalk basslet, 2 orange clownfish. That's my first ever saltwater fish I bought 6 years ago, still have them. 1 gold nugget clownfish, 1 radiant wrasse, and then there's a green mandarin. So that's 14 fish, and you know, with the Refugium and the Triton method, my parameters are low. My phosphates are a little bit high, but my nitrates are 0. And, you know, nutrient-wise, I think the tank is doing well. So let's talk about issues, because the high phosphates, while they are an issue, high phosphates of 0.4, that's not the biggest thing I'm battling right now. The thing is the low pH, and my pH is only about 7.7 to 7.8, gets down to about 7.7 at night. And the thing is high CO2. I live in an apartment with my wife and 2 kids, and especially in the winter, you know, we have to lock up those windows because it's cold here in New York. And I run my skimmer line outside to pull in fresh air. Now, the Vertex skimmer I used to use in my old sump that pulled about 1,000 liters of air per hour, while the new Tunze skimmer, while I have to admit the skimmer skims great, it works well, it skims great, it's more consistent for my size tank because it's properly sized. It only pulls about 300 liters per hour of air of the settings I have it. So you're going from 1,000 to 300 liters per hour of air. That's a big difference in pulling in outside air. So I am battling low pH, and I don't know if that's manifesting into slow growth or what, but there's a few things I'm experimenting with, maybe using Kalkwasser, and instead of using it in my ATO, maybe putting it on a dosing pump. I've tried bubbling, pulling in air from outside with a Tom's Aqua Lifter, and that helped a little bit, but not enough. You know, I think every reef tank has problems. I admit, every reef tank has issues. No tank is perfect, or it's perfect for a moment and then life happens. But the low pH and the high phosphates, those are the 2 things that I'm really, you know, those are my 2 priorities of things to fix now. And I'm trying things for the low pH, and then once I'm finished with that, then I'll probably do a series of water changes to get the high phosphates down. So yeah, those are, I've learned not to kind of try to battle 2 things at one time, because I can get myself into trouble. I've gotten myself into trouble like that in the past, but those are my priorities. And you guys can absolutely let me know what you think, if I'm going about it the right way, or maybe I should be worried about the high phosphates first instead of the low pH. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you'll get notified first when I add new videos or when I'm going live. Thanks, and I'll talk to you guys later.